and extra.
This coming Friday, a very highly anticipated album is dropping. It is the debut album from the man they call Bugzy Malone. And guess what? Tonight we go in depth.
DJ Target presents In Depth.
Jeez. And that's just the intro. We ain't even spoke yet, bro.
Flipping heck.
Wow. Are you getting like, I kind of was starting to get a little goosebumpy listening to that because it's like the story, the journey, what we've
seen the journey as well.
Yeah, I've seen it from you know, like from early doors, man. And I want to take it all the way back because I know you got a bunch of fans out there who literally cannot wait for Friday because the album drops. Be inspired. And that is something that you're doing across the nation, around the world at the moment, man. But I want to take it back and really inspire people tonight with the journey because I know it's been a real interesting one to date. There's still a long way to travel, but boy, are things going in the right direction, bro?
Yeah, they are. And let me just shout out the fans from the get-go because without the fans, we wouldn't be in this position right now.
Yeah, man. I know for a fact people are going crazy already on the socials. They're like, Bugzy Malone's in the building. He's live as well because we do these in depth. We usually record them.
Okay.
But we said, you know what? Let's get Bugzy in live. Let's just do this as it happens.
Yeah.
So let's take it all the way back, man. Manchester 0161, a city that you've kind of just been carrying on your shoulders as well, man. Not to say that there aren't a bunch of artists coming out of Manchester, and there have been over the years, you know, but it felt like when Bugzy Malone season hit, it was a whole different thing, man. So let's talk a bit about Manchester. Growing up for you in Manchester, man. What was it like early days, man?
Early days of Manchester, the 90s.
Yeah.
It was like the Wild Wild West. You know what I'm saying? But
for those that don't know, Manchester was it had a lot of problems, man.
Yeah. It was a crazy place, but it gave it character.
Yeah.
Flavour.
Yeah. You always find that people who come from those inner city areas, especially those areas, you know, like Manchester and Birmingham and certain parts of London, and coming out of areas that you really have to develop a thick skin, you see and hear things that you probably wouldn't want to as a young person, but it does build character and a certain strength as well. Would you say that it happened like that with you, man?
110%. If it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. Yeah. That's what I believe, do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I was up against a lot of struggles growing up, but the same as everybody was. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I think it was a difficult time for everybody, but I don't know, we just bounced back, man, you know how it is.
Yeah. Did you know from early on you wanted to be different? Because, you know, you hear it in your records, you put a lot of, you know, personal information out there, and you even say, you know, you were raised by some career criminals, you know, uncles and certain family members and people who were around. What made you want to be different and really just make something of yourself in a different light?
I think my uncles, one of my uncles in particular, when I was a youngster, he was in his heyday. Do you get what I'm saying? So I kind of witnessed the energy around that. Do you know what I'm saying? The parties, the girls, the respect, the money, do you know what I mean? The cars and the... I think that kind of inspired me to be somebody. I thought, I can be somebody as well. Do you get what I'm saying? And I think that kind of made me push. I would ask people about his journey because he never used to talk much. And there was little things like he come to London to come to the Mobos. And he got to the door, they wouldn't let him in. And he's like, well, do you know who I am, kind of thing.
Them ones.
And he just started to fight on the doors. But me hearing them stories as a kid made me think, I'm going to get to the Mobos one day. And I'm talking as a child. I'll get to the Mobos one day. And then, you know, it's nominations. And do you get what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm somebody that's been inspired by people. And I think that's why, at this point, I'm trying to give that back, you get what I'm saying?
Listen, bro, like the inspiration that I see you posting, I see you talking to fans, visiting communities, children's hospitals, like you really do put in for the fans, but like I said, it's been a long way to get to this moment, and I kind of want to take it back to your early memories of music and what kind of got your foot tapping during those 90s, because 90s as well, a lot of people don't know, that was like the sickest decade.
Yeah, that was like the golden age, man.
You had like jungle music, you had garage towards the back end, you of course had West Coast hip hop, you had the US
R&B.
R&B was heavy in the 90s.
That was the best, that was the best R&B, that you can't beat that.
Yeah, R&B in the 90s was something else. What do you remember, like particular records maybe around the house or that you were hearing out on the streets?
Yeah, as early back as my mum listening to like Motown, Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye, to like my uncles listening to like Bob Marley, Eka Mouse, that's like an underground, like Jamaican.
Of course, Eka Mouse, he was like some crazy off the wall Jamaican artist, but a legend though, bro.
Yeah. To that, to like just kind of hearing the kind of Tupac, Biggie Smalls kind of thing going on to getting later on with the R&B when Ja Rule was kind of singing.
Yeah, listen, he was on a wave, bro.
Come on.
Listen, people can say what they want about Ja Rule. That wave that he was on was strong,
different.
bro.
He was different.
100%. Was you more of a Tupac or a Biggie fan?
I'd say Tupac.
Yeah.
I was more with them, and I see you got Biggie Smalls on your t-shirt.
Bro,
sorry.
I didn't even I didn't even clock. That's it. It's over, isn't it?
Nah, it was Tupac. I just thought he was the more interesting, do you know what I mean? Yeah. As a personality. I remember like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air days.
Yeah.
Them days for me watching Will Smith, I found him quite inspirational. Yeah. I don't know if anybody else grew up kind of seeing the way Will Smith kind of...
Especially because even though Fresh Prince, was the first kind of thing we took in of Will Smith, and it was a fictional character. It was like, it was inspirational because you knew he was like from the hood, and he was in this kind of rich thing, and he was just trying to make it work, and
you could relate, man. Do you know what I mean? So
definitely inspiring, man.
I remember seeing Will Smith and just kind of thinking like, I'd like to entertain or be some kind of, do you know what I'm saying?
Jeez.
So yeah, there was all of that as well, man.
I think this is a great excuse to play a record from one of the legends that you just mentioned, man. Let's get some Tupac on the radio right now. Letter to My Unborn.
Hey,
a
favorite,
my favorite,
yeah, my favorite.
Let's do it. Bugzy Malone is live in the building. Cheese, taking a trip down memory lane tonight. It's Wednesday night, and we're getting a bit nostalgic. Bugzy Malone is live in the building, and that is a rhythm right there, bro. Tupac Shakur, Letter to My Unborn. Guess what? We got a little treat for you. If you want to watch this going down live as it happens, head to the One Extra website, bbc.co.uk/OneExtra. Yeah. The album drops on Friday. Be inspired. We thought this was the perfect time to have Bugzy Malone in the building, just breaking down the story, just really getting amongst it, finding out what inspired him. As in turn, he's inspiring a whole generation out there right now, man. It's only right. That is just such a tune, bro. I'm so glad you picked that as well, bro.
It's a classic.
I'm so glad you picked that, man. I guess, still in the 90s and still young and doing your thing.
Yeah.
You found yourself getting involved in some of this street life as well, which didn't end so well, man. You found yourself incarcerated and whatnot.
Yeah.
Did that give you time to reflect and really make that decision then to really want to focus on something else? Had you started making music already when that had happened?
Yeah. Because we used to run about in a bit of a gang, do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So we was MCs when like the first wave of grime came through. Yeah. We was MCing too, but we was more on this road thing than the MCing thing. And like you say, I ended up sat down for a little bit. But it was the same kind of, I was just an excited kid, man. I was a gas all the time. Yeah. It was still kind of gas in there. You get what I'm saying? Because now you're meeting MCs from different towns and man from the roads from different towns. And what I kind of found is that everybody's just kind of going through something. Yeah. We're all just human beings and we're all going through something. And when I was sat down, I kind of planned for my future. Yeah. I thought, you know what, like, I'm going to have to
make a few adjustments.
I have to hone it in a little bit here because I'm being a bit too gassed, and that could have gone badly wrong. I could have had to stay here for a long time. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, that's that.
Came out and made that change, man. And you know, I guess the music started slowly but surely getting more serious as well, because it wasn't too long before you were working on tracks, began to release mixtapes in the area. And,
well, I think first I started boxing. Yeah, must have been about 17. I walked into a boxing gym. I think it was like Amir Khan's boxing gym at first, and then there was a couple of Irish guys in there, all tight to Irish supporters. Yeah. And I got beat up a couple of times, man, not gonna lie.
A little shock to the system and that, okay.
Winded. But you know what I'm saying? Like I needed that as well, just to kind of tame me. I was a boy amongst men. A lot of, you know, youngsters, when they were going off the rails back in East London where I grew up as well, like the boxing gyms, like particularly there was one called Repton, and it was like a place where it was just almost like rehabilitating youngsters who were, you know, going off the rails, spending too much time in the streets. It was giving like massive discipline. I guess, you know, something along the same lines. That's what kind of happened. Then I went to a gym, Mostyn and Colliers, and I met a coach in there called Brian Hughes, an elderly guy. and he had world champions under his belt and stuff. And what he would do is he was like a life mentor. He would make me do things in the ring that I wouldn't believe I could do off my own back. Do you get what I'm saying? So, and he believed I was going to be a champion. But I just think my family life was so all over the place that it just didn't work for me at the time. But a lot of the lessons what he taught me, I kind of take with me forward. I take that same work ethic. Do you get what I'm saying? I take music as serious as I took boxing. So yeah, the Mustard and Collier's boxing gym kind of changed my life, and that's why I've kind of helped vamp it up. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Right now we're creating like a foundation whereby we're going to be working with Manchester College and stuff. Sick. So I get back involved in that kind of area because it helped me a lot.
Amazing, man. And like you said, transferring those boxing skills, whether it be the discipline, the just everything that comes with boxing, transferring that into the music game, I'm sure has been super helpful as well, man.
110%, because I think it meant at the start, if I'm training with champion fighters, up and coming champion fighters, and like if I can keep up with these guys, then like MCing's easy. Yeah. Because a lot of MCs are smoking weed and drinking. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? I thought, I'll go bed early and go jogging in the morning.
So beat them with some real fitness.
I just thought, you know what, this will help me catch up. And then I kind of caught up. And then a lot of people that I was trying to catch up to, I just took over them because I just don't think the work ethic, I think in this lifestyle, it can all come across like showbiz, like one big celebration.
That's the thing that a lot of people don't understand, and they see, you know, the success stories, they see the showbiz end of it, but they don't know that artist, that person, that individual's been like, it's been blood, sweat and tears.
The true showman will put a show on when the lights come on, but behind the scenes he will work hard, and that's just what I brought to the table. And that's why so many people are just scratching their heads, thinking how
like how
is he in this position?
Yeah, how is he? Where is he? Like a lot of people were scratching their heads for a while. I think like a lot more people have got their heads around it now, and it's clear that, you know, this is hard work, it's dedication, it's persistence, consistency, like it's all of the above, and I think, you know, people have really it's taken them some time, but people really now they understand that, man, you're in the place that you've worked your way to be, man. So hats off without a doubt, man. Once you did start dropping music, you weren't playing though, bruv. Like 3 mixtapes straight off the back. Stereotype, Journey of an Evil Genius, Swagger Man. And you literally were just getting started as well.
Yeah. I think that them times for me was just, and I get a lot of questions like, what would you say to a new up-and-coming artist and stuff like that. Listen, man, like when you're starting in them stages there, you're in the shadows. And a lot of people just want to go viral straight away. They want to be out there straight away. Like, appreciate the shadows while you still got them. Because that's where you get to practice. Do you get what I'm saying?
And also you were building, you know, quietly and in your own time, you were building a very loyal foundation fan base that really, like, you could build your tower block on top of, because a lot of, like you said, a lot of artists, they want to just rush out there, they want to do what the next guy's doing, they want to hit 1 million streams nowadays in today's climate. And, you know, going back 3, 4, 5 years, it would have been, they want to be straight on the TV with their song, or they want to have a certain amount of YouTube views and whatnot. And sometimes you, like you said, you got to just be in the shadows and do your thing and work, build yourself up. Yeah,
you got to do your thing, man. And I think my fan base that I kind of built up then has kind of carried me through. Meant when I did get my opportunity, I had kind of backing to go through the door. Do you get what I'm saying? So in them days, that's when you're making your mistakes. I was making mistakes. A lot of things go wrong, and I think in the moments when things are going wrong, you're getting tested as to whether this is what you really want to do or not. Do you get what I'm saying? And it was, and I sacrificed a lot of time when I could have just been out chilling.
Did you have some moments early on where you were like, I don't know, let's get it?
You know, if I'm being brutally honest, I just took it as a hobby. Because I quit boxing, and I remember watching somebody else who I see as a kind of an inspiration, Tony Bellew. Because I seen his journey from early, man. And I remember I was on holiday, I think, and I remember seeing him fight, and he got put down to the canvas. And I remember thinking, am I about this boxing life? Do you get what I'm saying? And I remember thinking, I don't know if I'm going to keep boxing around them times. And obviously Tony Bellew went on to become a champion. He gets up off the canvas and wins fights. He's a true champion. Do you get what I'm saying? So, I don't know, man. The whole thing, like the boxing thing, has just played like a massive part in the whole journey as well.
Without a doubt, man. And like I said, those 3 mixtapes really started to build those foundations, and it was the next 3 EPs that, like, I felt like just really started to blow you to a whole nother level. Before we even get into talking about that whole period and what was going down, man, I want to play another. This is one of the records that was really catching people's attention early on, man. MEN. Not as early on as some of your like hardcore Foundation fans, but I felt like this was the moment when your name started ringing bells in London, around the UK more, and like you started to really pop up on a lot of places, man.
I think like a lot of the music I was making, I was trying to make the music sound good and trying to be an artist and stuff, and then there just come a point when I done like my Spitfire freestyle, getting around the times of doing my Fire in the Booth and making MEN, that I just thought, you know what, I've just got to say it how it is. I'm from, like you said, there was career criminals in my family, so I'm from a place of kind of hiding that kind of thing. You don't want the public to know that. Do you get what I'm saying? So I was just trying to be an MC. And then it just come to a point where it's like, you know what, I've got to say it for what it is now. And that's when people truly started to respond. Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, MEN's a big one.
Let's get into it right now, man. Bugzy Malone is in depth tonight.
Hey.
Listen to the story. This is when I was like, this guy tells stories, bruv.
Yeah.
You know?
Bugzy Malone, that is MEN, and he's live in the building right now. We are going in depth, man, just tracing back the journey. I know lots of you guys at home, like, keenly just got your ears listening right next to the speakers because it is such an inspirational story, man. And like we said, the album is out on Friday.
Hey.
Be inspired. This is what we're building up to, man. And the journey towards this album has been such an incredible one so far, man. And like we said, Manchester was really paying attention. Of course, the hometown, like, you really had a lot of fans bubbling. Not just in Manchester as well, the Northwest. Of course, it was spreading down to the Midlands, certain factions of the rest of the country. But there was a moment that I feel like you really just was like blasted into everybody's foresight, like the forefront of everybody's eyes. And that was the moment when you had a bit of somewhat of an epic, long-standing back-to-back, back and forth with man like Chip. Like, how did that even really start?
That started because of my hunger to kind of be seen as an equal. Do you get what I'm saying? I'd have loved the Fire in the Booth. For me, that's how I had it figured out. I thought, if I can get a Fire in the Booth, then enough people can see me. Do you get what I'm saying? I can do this thing, and I think he kind of done his Fire in the Booth beforehand. And at that point, because he's lyrically so good, if he'd have just spat the full way through, 9 times out of 10 I'm pointing gun fingers. But I just felt like he didn't take full advantage of that opportunity, which might not have been an opportunity to him, because he was so deep into his career at that point. But then for me, as an outsider looking in, I'm thinking, how can you do that on the Fire in the Booth platform?
I would,
So
these times you're like, bruv, I need a Fire in the Booth. I was
frustrated. So then when I got the Fire in the Booth, I just like addressed it. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, well, don't do that in the Fire in the Booth when it's such a massive platform. Not understanding the politics of, so when you say something about, do you get what I'm saying? It turns into a situation. So what kind of happened after that? Just happened because competitiveness. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, we all believe in ourselves. Do you get what I'm saying? So it just become a situation.
Yeah, man, and you know what? To be fair to the both of you, that like you both played it out very well, man. And there were times when I was looking at it from the outside, I was like, could this get like more sticky than it needs to? And like, to be fair to the both of you, man, it was close call. There was some obviously
it got sticky, man. It got sticky because I think with him being an established artist, I don't think he was obligated to answer to certain things within the streets. You know, this was music to him. He's a professional. Do you get what I'm saying? I was just walking through the door. I'm barely paid to do a show at that point. Do you get what I'm saying? So when these problems and issues to be addressed on the streets, I'm still obligated to stand and be counted. Do you get what I'm saying? So it was behind the scenes kind of sticky, but it was still show business, and the show must go on. So we entertained. And
boy, you man was like entertaining us for a long time. It was like back and forth and back and forth.
But you know what though? To be honest, I think I get like because obviously we went on to then take a picture.
Yeah.
I seen him at Gigsy's thing, and we shook hands. How true sportsmen really do this
I
thing.
was literally, I was there. To be fair, I was at the Gigs dinner, and this was a little while after kind of the dust had sort of settled. You know, there hadn't been any back and forth for a while, and it was like, someone was like, yeah, I think I saw Chip when I came in. And then someone else was like, Bugsy's just arrived. And people were like a little bit like,
you could feel the tension.
What's gonna, but like they've never, you guys had never really been
this is why Grime went lively again.
Yeah.
Something real was going on. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's why when I get messages from people saying, what, you took a picture with my guy, like, does that mean the whole beef was fake? Are you mad?
Yeah.
Are you mad? Like, when this thing was going on, it's problems.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
you could tell that this wasn't some sort of. You could tell that you two weren't phoning each other and saying, "Right, I'm going to drop my one on Wednesday, and you're going to do like this." No.
My man's talking to me through the tracks. Do you get what I'm saying?
Trust me, yeah.
And then behind the scenes, it's getting political on the roads.
Yeah.
Through certain. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
The whole thing was just mad. But you know what? They're the best fights. Like if you refer it back to boxing and stuff, when people really don't like each other, that's when it's the best fight. When people are being friendly in the conference and all that, they fight and it looks like a spar. They're not even trying. Do you get what I'm saying? This was assassination tackle. Do you get what I'm saying?
And the great thing about it is, you know, you, like you said, you were like new to the industry, as you like. You've been doing your thing, but you know, stepping into the music industry, as you like, it was kind of like your first outing, and you know, the whole thing did wonders for you, but at the same time I feel like it did a lot for Chip as well, because Chip was on, kind of on the back foot at, coming back into the scene, and both of you guys flourished off the bat, which I think is the most important thing out of all of it.
I don't even think it was just me and Chip that do you know what I mean, prospered off the situation. I think it was
the whole scene,
the whole grime scene in general, because there was true emotion. Music runs down to emotion, and that's why people love clashes and controversy within music, because it's emotion from an artist, and single-handedly my energy, do you get what I'm saying, and his energy within that situation just created interest, and therefore there was revenue for a lot of artists off the back of that. Me, I'm at them points, I'm just new to the game. I don't know any of this. All I know is I'm not getting taken out. So that was that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. And like I said, like I think I even put up a picture of you guys picture at the time, and I was like, bruv, when they brought out the apple crumble at Giggs' dinner, because that apple crumble was so legit, I was like, that must have been the thing to unite them. But it was great to see you guys, you know, squash it, shake hands.
Listen, I think with my past and the things that I've kind of been through and done, I think I was kind of looked at as the bad guy in that situation, and I think it was kind of important for me to demonstrate kind of, like I say, sportsmanship, and not be. I think I was looked at as a bit of a bully in some respects, like, Bugs has done that to try and get. Do you get what I'm saying? So in the end, you know, Tupac and Biggie Smalls aren't here anymore. Yeah, man. You get what I'm saying? When things end positive, sometimes it's a good thing. You get what I'm saying?
100%, man. We're not even going to play any of the diss records. We don't need to revisit that, man. But let's get some more Bugzy Malone music on the radio right now. We are going in depth. I should have drawn. I had a dub plate of this. I should have drawn for the dub plate.
Have you not got it to come on?
We should have loaded it in, bro. It's my bad. We're going to run it nonetheless.
You know?
Bugzy Malone, watch your mouth.
Watch this.
We are going in depth tonight, talking about the whole journey. If you're just checking in, you've missed almost 35 minutes of it, but don't worry. You'll be able to check it all out on the One Extra YouTube channel tomorrow. And we are far from done as well. We're still going at it. Bugzy Malone is live in the building, and we're just literally tracing back the journey. And what a journey it's been. I've been pulled up, I'm going to admit it, live on the radio. Big up to Amari, who says, Targs, 4 mixtapes, not 3. Don't forget Lost in Meanwhile City, probably the most iconic one.
Who was it? Amari?
Yeah.
Amari, that would be Amari. Is it Bailey?
Yeah.
That's my original day one supporter.
They weren't having nothing.
Shout out Amari, I love him, you know. In the early days, before the stereotyped EP, I had it made, it was there and it was good to go, but I swear to God, my life was at such a point where I just thought, I don't know if I can keep doing this music thing, you know, because you're having to expose yourself. And in the beginning, for the first 5 years, there was no financial gain. You're hemorrhaging money. Do you get what I'm saying? And I remember thinking to myself, I'm going to put this onto an email and send it over to Amari, because at that point, it felt like he was the only one standing strong and just constantly popping up on everything, bigging me up. And you know what? I thought, I can't let him down.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Amazing.
This guy believes everything I'm saying. I can't just now just become a weakling and stop and turn left. So yeah, he kept me going. He needs to listen to the album. Do you get what I'm saying? Because he gets shouted out in there.
Listen, mate, like Amari Bailey, bro, you just got like. He's going to be clipping that up. That's going on all his socials.
He inspired me to keep going, you get what I'm saying?
Rightfully so, bruv. Like, because, you know, sometimes you need that even if it's that one small light that keeps you going. And
because sometimes you need people in life that you can't afford to let down.
Yeah.
And there was a point in my life where I was kicked out of my house. So none of my family was speaking to me. Friendship situations was all over the place. And sometimes just having a loyal supporter like that just believes in you will keep you going. You get what I'm saying?
Listen, like, I got to salute Amari as well, because who knows, if he wasn't doing what he's doing, we may not be having this conversation right now, man.
Yeah, for real.
Also, you mentioned your mum quite a lot as a big inspiration, man. And I see you taking care of Mumsy these days as well, bruv, like on the socials and whatnot. And it's only right, man. And she's still such a big inspiration in your life. She must be super proud as well, especially after all that you've had to battle and the hurdles and the chaos and the up, like just you growing up in that situation the situations you were in and coming out the other side. She must be super proud.
Yeah, my mum's somebody that's been through a lot of trials and tribulations, do you know what I'm saying? And she's probably one of the strongest people that I know. Full of character. Yeah. This is where I get my character from, do you get what I'm saying? And so for her to have been able to raise me to the standard that she did, given the circumstances that we were in, it's something that I'm forever grateful for. And it's not until you grow up that you understand, like, flipping it, this is a person that's just been fighting my corner from the get-go. Because there's a lot of parents out there that just turn the back. And she kept flipping. She's run out the courtrooms crying, but then she's come to the visit rooms with flipping gifts for me. And do you know what I mean? So she's been there through everything, man.
Yeah, gotta pick up Bugzy as well, man. Right, the next 3 EPs, you know, we spoke about the 4 mixtapes, not the 3 mixtapes. The 4 mixtapes. I don't even deserve to be here. But you hit us with 3 mixtapes. I mean, 3 EPs back to back. That each one was doing better than the last. Each one was a progression from the last one. Walk With Me, Facing Time. Yeah. And more recently, King of the North. Yeah. By now, I'm pretty sure that, you know, you knew that you were on stuff and your life had really changed. Yeah.
You know what? I knew from... You can't gauge it from the way things are going, because I see people go viral one day and then the next day you see them jumping off the bus, you get what I'm saying? So I think I just knew the talent was there. I knew the talent was there when I used to box, but I knew the family situation meant I couldn't concentrate on it. So when I got into music and I had a talent for that as well, I just kind of knew from day one I was as good as, if not better, than a lot of the people that was already in the game. Do you get what I'm saying? So it was just having like the consistency to get my foot through the door. I knew once that happened that something good was going to happen. Do you get what I'm saying? So I've surprised myself, but I still kind of knew it was going to go well.
Listen, bruv, like you said, foot was in the door. I guess what you really need to do after that was keep it moving.
Hey.
Cheeks. Hey. I've heard my radio presenter thing back now with that one. Bugzy Malone is in depth, man.
It's for me. Not even behind closed doors.
How can you not be inspired, though? It's like the journey, the story, very, very inspirational indeed, man. And we're literally like, we've still got a lot to talk about. But those 3 mixtapes, man, back to back to back, each one, like I said, a higher chart position as well.
We went from number 8 to number 6 to number 4. That's top 5 in the end. And
independently as well, man.
Independent, you get what I'm saying? But you know what it is? I don't think a lot of people take into consideration the work that goes into making a project. Yeah. And to make it of a good quality as well. These things didn't chart for no reason. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying?
A lot of people are dropping mixtapes like day in, day out, and for a new artist as well, because you were still like a new artist to the industry when you were dropping all 3 of those mixtapes, really. Yeah. Like constantly being in the top 10 album charts with those independent releases, EPs as well, at that is very, very hard to do. Yeah. Some people might get away with like a top 40, or maybe one of their projects might be top 20, but having that consistent building and climbing and hitting the charts and the album dropping on Friday, we know that's gonna do even better than any of this stuff as well. So it's a constant progression for you.
Well, we hope so. I never think to myself that this is gonna do that, or this is gonna. I don't think like that.
Yeah.
Like I say, referring back to boxing again, just like a fighter will keep fighting, and he'll be a prospect, and then he'll get a title shot, and then he becomes British champion, European champion, and I'm at the stage now where it's like I'm competing to be a world champion. Do you get what I'm saying? So I just still kind of kept on that kind of journey. So I'm consistent. It's been about 8, maybe 9 years now of doing music, and I've dropped a project every single year.
Jeez.
Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah,
it's all about that. And you know, this was giving you the opportunity now to like you said earlier, you barely were getting paid for shows when you went and done that Fire in the Booth. But a couple years later,
I wasn't getting paid for shows. Full stop.
Exactly. Wasn't getting paid for shows, and you know, a couple years later, after dropping the first couple of mixtapes, that had all changed, and the shows were coming in. You were announcing your own tours. You were hitting up festivals.
Yeah, we sold out. We sold out all 3 tours. All of the first 3 tours sold out. Do you get what I'm saying? And the Be Inspired tour is about to be a next level to that. You know, you're talking about me just kind of being on stage and spitting. This next tour is about to be a different level. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy. I'm sure, you know, when artists first get out to connect with their fans on a live stage, on a live front, it's always so exciting, man. I'm sure that first time around, that first, you know, run of hit around the UK and linking with your fans, those you know, fans like Amari who'd been there since day one, and early fans from around the country, that must have been, and still must feel amazing when you get to connect with the supporters.
Yeah, crazy, man. But when I first came through, I was shook. You get what I'm saying? Because of the demand for this whole, for the whole thing. It was like, we're selling places out. Do you get what I'm saying? We was doing the Ritz in Manchester pretty much straight away. I don't know what the capacity, I think it's like 1,800, but like for a fresh new artist, it's not really done many performances. I remember throwing up before that show. Do you get what I'm saying? I did brush the back of my tongue. You know what I'm saying? I brushed my tongue.
In case anybody's wondering.
Yeah, just in case. You know what I'm saying? But I remember like throwing up and my brethren being like, yo, you cool? Because my eyes was red and that. And I'm just thinking, I don't even know. Like, how am I having to go up in front of so much people? And then eventually when you see that it's just people that are supporting you, and even if they're not, a lot of people are just supporters of music in general. So yeah, we just got into the flow of the whole thing.
You would never know that as well, man. Seeing like most recently when I introduced you on stage at Park Life, hometown, and it weren't an 1,800 people thing there as well. It was like,
that was an endless crowd.
Like where's the back? I can't see the back.
There was no back to that crowd.
You wouldn't have been able to envisage that, like literally like 2-3 years ago, you were throwing up at the thought of stepping out on stage. Yeah. You just stepped out and commanded it like it was nothing.
This is what consistency does, man. When you first start doing something, it feels impossible, and that feeling there can make you quit. Yeah. But with consistency, one day you just wake up and it's easier, and it gets a little bit easier each time, to where eventually it's second nature, 100%. And that's where we're getting close to now. It's just everything just feels natural.
That's what it's all about, man. I got to ask you as well, because a lot of people have probably been wondering this. Even when we was like talking to people in the office earlier, it was like you got to ask Bugzy, like, when did he really feel like he had made it? Like, was there a moment? Because often you don't get a chance to really sit down, because it's non-stop and you're just consistently working. Have you ever, even now, have you had a chance to sit down and think, you know what, I've actually made it? And if you did, like, what was that moment? Was it a certain purchase? Was it a huge show that had come in? Was it a chart position? Or like, what gave you those feelings, if you had them?
I don't know. I think for people that watch my Snapchat, sometimes I might just come across really normal, because the traveling holds you back. You don't get to grow into the life position what you're actually in. You're just still kind of chilling with your friends on the road, getting work done. Do you get what I'm saying? So I never really kind of got to take it all in as of like until like recently, where I actually looked to see where I was up to and thought, hold on a minute. So like what I'd done is I was speaking to somebody and I was just like, what would you say, like, what would you consider like well off is? And she was like, oh well, my sister's boyfriend, he's a lawyer and he makes 50 grand a year and did it, and that's when I really started to look and just think, whoa, like, you know, it's not because I don't come from money.
This is a different
I don't come from a good financial situation, so I have no understanding of finances. And I think it's like maybe when I got the Lambo, just because I'm a geek that likes Batman.
Listen,
you get what I'm saying? Like,
listen.
I just thought I always wanted a supercar. You get what I'm saying? And I wanted the roof to come off. So I think there was that, and I think there was a recent purchase that I've not even spoke about just yet. I'm gonna leave that one. You get what I'm saying?
Chase.
You get what I'm saying? I sense
some sort of I don't know. It's got to be mental. If it's gonna outdo the Lambo, we've got to be talking like some. I don't. Yeah. I'm imagining some mad yard somewhere.
Yeah,
bro.
but only recently. What I will say is that I really looked at it and thought, I don't necessarily think I've made it, but I think I'm at a checkpoint where I don't think I can ever go back as far down as I started.
Yeah.
So in terms of the quality of work that I'm making, like this is as close as I've been to making it. Do you get what I'm saying?
Sick. We should play this right now while we're talking about it, man. Gone Clear, Bugzy Malone.
Aye.
It's in the. I keep doing it. I don't know. It just comes natural, bro.
You got there in the middle.
Big up to everyone who's been getting involved. Lots and lots of love coming in for Bugzy Malone, as you would expect. Big up to Big Blakes, who says Journey of an Evil Genius was the one. Lots of people loving that. That's early stuff, bro.
Yeah.
Big up to James. Salute to Shug. Big up to S. Maskell, says if you ever need to do something, if you ever need energy, inspiration or motivation to get something done, listen to Bugzy Malone.
Aye.
Simple.
Aye.
He said you're getting him pumped for a big day tomorrow.
Is it?
So this is the kind of like the vibe and the energy.
Yeah, and you know what?
Across the nation,
like,
bro.
yeah, this is before the album was called Be Inspired.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't just think like be inspired. I'm gonna try and inspire people. A lot of people are saying you're an inspiration. This track's inspirational. So I like to make it a collaboration between me and the fans with some of the decisions that I make. You get what I'm saying?
And I know for a fact the fans feel that as well, man. And it's just really engaging. In fact, we got a load of questions that have come in from some of the supporters and fans. We'll run through a few of them. Like, nothing too crazy, don't worry. Nice and easy one to start with. Closest friend in the industry.
Closest friend in the industry. Charlie Slough. Charlie Slough, man. He bigged me up, man. Do you know what I'm saying? When I first come through, he bigged me up, and even though things look difficult at times, you get what I'm saying, he's a solid character, man. So
gotta big up Charlie, of course. Right, does Bugzy get annoyed with people that want pictures while he's out? Says Dom, who's a big fan.
Yeah, nah, not really, man. You get people that are trying to like, trying to make like comedian blogs and stuff like that. I had like a guy, like a bodybuilder looking guy, he come running over to me and he's like, "Yo, bro, have you been with my girlfriend?"
Oh, one of them
ones, you get what I'm saying?
Get out of here,
and
bro.
yeah, he nearly had to wake up 20 minutes later. You get what I'm saying? So in them situations, I'm still me from when I was a kid. You get what I'm saying? I'm still quite boisterous, but I think the approach from people is just so polite and respectful that you can't not just be polite with everybody. You get what I'm saying? So I've got time for everybody.
Message from the last ordinary guy says, where do you see yourself in the future, Bugzy? And do you see yourself as an entrepreneur or just a musician?
Both.
Yeah.
Both. And I'd like to, I don't know, I'd like to focus more on one moving forward, but I mean, I'm sitting and having meetings with the people of JD. Do you get what I'm saying? We've got the clothing line coming out in JD this year. Do you get what I'm saying? So I think it's in my nature. You're talking to a kid that would, when there was like a jumbo sale on at school, I would buy them when there was like 2 pence and 5 pence, and then sell them later on when all the toys are gone for like 20p and a pound. You get what I'm saying?
A pack of Chewits at lunchtime, selling the individual Chewits for 20p. When the whole packet was like 40p.
Yeah.
Don't try that at home, kids.
Real, that real hustler's ambition. So this is instilled into me since I was from a youngster. You get what I'm saying? So, and I think that's what a lot of people don't really get. That I'm writing the lyrics, and I'm Bugzy Malone, but at the same time I'm going away and we're cutting checks. Do you get what I'm saying? We're doing this business thing properly. Yeah,
man. That's what it's all about. We got to talk about, Friday, the album drops. Be inspired. Like a while ago, you mentioned on the gram, you was like, listen, I'm going away, and when I come back, I'm gonna have the best grime album of all time. And I feel like you've really worked and crafted this project, man. And you're not taking no prisoners with it.
No, you don't get to this point and switch off. Like I say, in this day and age, you can go viral. Millions of people can see what you do. Flip side of that is you consistently need to deliver. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's something that I take very serious. Just know that when I'm sat in the studio and it's like I could go and chill with the boys and I could get out there and chill, or I could finish that one song. The song's getting done until I fall asleep in the studio. So I put my blood, sweat and tears into this. You know what I'm saying?
And already, we've been rinsing the brand new single with Rag and Bone Man,
Aye,
which is it's demonstrating that, like, musically as well, like the musicality, which is something as well that I've always commended you for. Like you're pushing the boundaries of what people consider to be grime, and it's always something a little, something interesting and something different. But I'm expecting some big things on the album, man.
Yeah. The songwriting has gone over to a different level. But I mean, if you do listen to my early stuff, then you have an understanding that nothing's changed here. This is still my style of music. It's in a genre of its own. Do you get what I'm saying? This isn't a grime artist that thinks, here's my opportunity to become a pop star. I am what I am. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's just the way that it will stay. But it just turns out I'm good at this songwriting thing and the melodies, and you know what I'm saying.
Come on, bro.
I think Run is a sign of that. You get what I'm saying?
Without a doubt, man. You know what? I can't believe it. It's been almost an hour. We've been chatting. We've got like 3 minutes left.
Man, like target.
It has flown, bruv. And
why?
Literally, like the story, which we could have done 2-3 hours on, but the story is so inspirational, and long may it continue as well, man, because like we said, this is your debut album.
No, it is, and let me just thank everybody that's locked in, and thank my fans and supporters. I love them all to bits. You get what I'm saying? I'm somebody that's been in some dark and lonely corners in life, and I've never felt love and support like the support from my fans and my supporters. So I just wanted to say thank you before anything finishes. You get me?
Amazing, man. And before you get up out of it, you brought us a present as well, bro, because we're about to give them something exclusive from the album.
Yeah. Let's just say there's things going on out there right now. You get what I'm saying? So we had to bring them something dangerous.
Listen, people, we're blessing you, Bugzy. Big up my bro for passing through, man. Amazing chat. This is going to be on the 1Extra YouTube channel tomorrow night. We're going to wrap it up on this from the album Be Inspired, which is out on Friday. Don't play with it. This is exclusive.
Mad.
It's called Done His Dance. Make sure you cop that album, stream it, support it. Bugzy Malone. In depth tonight.